Muslim women and think that they're oppressed and feel under pressure and feel confined, you know. So I see this article all the time that the Islam and the hijab liberated me.
Yes.
Liberated. Have you heard this before?
It liberated me because I never before knew what it was like to not have to worry about what people think about me.
Okay, can I just back up? When you say liberated you from what?
Liberated me from having to adhere to a certain ideal of what a woman should look like. I mean, everybody in America believes that, you know, they see CoverGirl, they see these billboards, they see these women, they're bombarded by the media. And then there's this hegemonic view of what a woman should look like. There's this ideal of feminine beauty.
It also decreases a lot of peer pressure, like how a person's girl's body should look like, what the hair should look like, what's in fashion. I mean, like, yeah, we do dress modestly, and okay, like I'm wearing a bohemian type skirt. It's in the fashion, but it's also
Islamic.
Yes.
Islamic.
But like, I have to wear like short sleeve shirts. We don't have to like. I don't know. I just feel like by wearing hijab, I don't have to be listening to what my other friends are saying, doing, or telling me how I should be, how I should look like.
And you don't have to submit to trends. Like, I mean, if you look at just the 20th century America, it wasn't always socially acceptable for women to wear bikinis and just run around at the beach. Mm-hmm. If you look at the turn of the century, you know, or if you look at before the turn of the century, you look at Victorian America, women would wear full dresses and go to the beach. Mm-hmm. This was because society dictated that a woman should be covered, right? And then society loosened those dictates and said it's okay for a woman to remove these clothings. Instead of following society, society is not always right. There was a point at which it was okay in this country for one human being to own another human being. Okay, that now society believes that that's the opposite of the truth. Okay, so instead of following just what social norms are dictating, I'm following what God has dictated in His eternal law. So as opposed to sitting there and trying to find out the most current fashion, you know, what has Calvin Klein said that a woman should wear now? Obviously, okay, if a man is designing a woman's clothing, it's not going to be as modest as it should be, because it's in his advantage to be able to see what a woman is looking like when she's uncovered. I don't follow what society says a woman should dress like. I follow what the eternal law of, I mean, women have, since the time of, you know, the followers of Moses, peace be upon him, they used to always cover themselves. It's only recently that it's been okay for a woman to show her whole complete self. And I'm taking that back. I'm taking my body back. I'm taking my hair back. I'm taking my modesty back. And I'm owning myself, and I'm presenting myself to the rest of society as an intellect, as opposed to just a piece, an object that can be, you know, looked at in any way that anybody decides.
So let me ask you one question, because, you know, we give dawah to people. We as Muslims, we try to control the conversation. We don't want it to be
you keep it on your own ground.
By other issues, you know. And I want to know, how do you get past the issue of dress and really start to talk about the core and the beliefs of Islam? I mean, if somebody wants to improve themselves and giving dawah to women, what is an approach which you found successful to get past the dress and start to talk about Islam, the beauty of Islam?
I'd have to say, if you, almost every woman that I know who's not a Muslim has had some sort of relationship with a man, and you just start from there. If I've always had this in my encounters, you just discuss, you know, what it always ends, you know, it never ends up in marriage, usually these other relationships that they have before marriage. And then you ask, you know, what did you gain from it, and what, you know, how do you feel afterwards? It's always, you know, I feel cheap. I feel cheap after that. I don't feel like I'm a worthy person, you know. And then you just ask, you know, if you had, you know, and I've been amazed, because girls have said to me, you know, you're so right. If I had just protected myself, if I had just, you know, those things that in which I engaged myself were so serious that they should have not been engaged with, you know, lots of other people. Mm-hmm. That it's something that should